For those of you who woke up this morning thinking that you lived in the greatest city on earth, we might have news for you. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're turning a spotlight on the Economist's ranking of the most and least livable cities in the world. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. The Economist Intelligence Unit, or EIU, is a sister company to the Economist news magazine that surveys populations and uses the data to publish an annual list of the most livable cities in the world. We've looked at the data and are here to tell you everything you need to know by breaking down some key factors in the ranking, along with some surprising exceptions to the list, all before giving you the full ranking of the best and worst cities. If you want to check out the info for yourself, hit the link in the description to read the article on the Economist website. Number 5. Where's the UK, France, and the US? Although the United Kingdom, France, and the USA are undoubtedly major players in the global economy and feature some of the most impressive cities in the world, none of them managed to crack the top 10. New York, London, Paris, Poughkeepsie, you name it, nothing! One of the biggest factors was the threat of terrorism, which weighs heavy on Western Europe and the US. This hugely drove down the surveyed stability rank, as did the recent migrant crisis. The EIU report stated that civil unrest has grown in the US due to several factors, including the deaths of several African Americans at the hands of police officers and several of President Trump's policies resulting in massive protests.
Violence that erupted over the weekend.
Number 4. What makes a city top 10 worthy? Forget about fancy buildings and nightlife. Of the top 10 most livable cities in the world, 8 had a perfect survey score in education, while 9 held a perfect score in healthcare. A common factor throughout almost all of the top 10 was population size and density. Massive cities with dense populations weigh down the infrastructure score and lead to higher rates of crime, whereas medium-sized cities in wealthy countries with spread-out populations allow for a more comfortable lifestyle. Number 3. What makes a city bottom 10 worthy? On the other hand, the dominant issue in the bottom 10 cities was conflict, as civil unrest, terrorism, and war dragged down their scores. The simple fact is that while conflict affects stability the most, it also has a ripple effect on other things, such as the economy, infrastructure, goods, services, and healthcare, all of which can lead to higher crime rates and more. Number 2. What are the top 10 least livable cities? Ukraine's Kyiv was the only European city to rank in the bottom 10, with civil unrest and ongoing conflict in the Donbass region resulting in a low stability rank. Ranks 9 and 8 went to Douala, Cameroon, and Harare, Zimbabwe, thanks to the lowest healthcare scores in the bottom 10. Although scoring relatively high in education and infrastructure, Pakistan's Karachi tied with Algeria's Algiers in the next 2 slots. Port Moresby of Papua New Guinea and Dhaka of Bangladesh all had progressively low infrastructure and healthcare scores, earning them places at 5 and 4. The threat of the Islamic State resulted in Tripoli, Libya, placing at number 3, while the threat of Boko Haram gave Lagos, Nigeria, the lowest stability score of all 140 countries and a place at the second least livable city. And as civil war continues in Syria, its capital Damascus takes the spot as the planet's most unlivable city. Number 1. What are the most livable cities in the world? At number 10, Germany's Hamburg kicked off the list, and although it scored higher than number 9 with culture and environment, as well as had a perfect infrastructure score, Helsinki, Finland scored higher in terms of stability. At number 8 was Auckland, New Zealand, with Perth, Australia just creeping ahead to 7 thanks to Auckland's lower healthcare score. The next 2 spots were a tie between Adelaide, Australia, and Calgary, Canada. But that wasn't Canada's only city in the top 5. In fact, the country continued with Toronto taking 4th place and Vancouver coming in at number 3. As Canada's 3rd and highest city in the top 10, Vancouver beat Toronto's superior stability with a perfect score in culture and environment. Then it really came down to the wire for the top 2. Out of an overall score of 100, Vienna, Austria took the 2nd spot with an overall ranking of 97.4, while Melbourne, Australia just took the top spot with 97.5, thanks to a better score for culture and environment.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.